Okay, keep in mind that closure problems, the answers are given in the back, at the end, right after the questions, but we'll do the solutions. So it says use order of operations to simplify the following expressions. I'm going to make this a little bigger so I have more room. Okay, so for A, right, I have my order of operations, and I'm going to go across the page instead of down, only because there's room across the page, but not down, but you should always go down the paper. So order of operations, say I need to do my exponents first, so this would be 5 minus 2 times 3 squared is 9. Then order of operations says I do my multiplication before my subtraction, so it's 5 minus 2 times 9, which is 18. And then I subtract, and I get negative 13. For B, I have negative 2 squared. And what that means is that's negative 2 times negative 2, which is positive 4. For C, I have division and multiplication, but multiplication and division happen at the same time from left to right. A common mistake is people remember that it's PEMDAS, right? PEMDAS. And they think that multiplication happens and then division. But in reality, multiplication and division happen at the same time from left to right. And then addition and subtraction happen at the same time from left to right. So in this case, we divide 18 by 3 and we get 6. And then we multiply and we get 36. Okay, for D. Now D is tricky. Look at B and D, right? These are always on tests, so be careful here. The negative sign is not part of the base of that power. What's being raised to the power is just the 2. This 2 is being raised to the power. The negative sign is in front of that. So the order of operation says I raise my 2 to the power first. That negative sign just stays there waiting. So 2 squared is 4, and I leave it as negative 4. Those two questions are completely different. Okay, E, I'm always going to handle my parentheses first, right? So I have 5 minus 3 is 2, and 5 plus 3 is 8, and I multiply those and I get 16. And for F, let's see F, I have multiplication, division, and that's it. So I'm going to go left to right. So first, I take I can do this in different ways because order of operations, multiplication. So I'm multiplying these 3 terms right there. And multiplication, the commutative property of multiplication says I can change the order for multiplication and still end up with the same thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the order. Now I'm allowed to do this because they're right next to each other. I can't take a multiplication that would be at the end after division, but I can do it here. So I'm going to take the 1/4 and put it here. So I'm going to take 24 times 1/4 first, and I'm going to get 6, right? And then I'm going to leave everything else the same. So that got rid of that, right? And that, okay. So now I have 6 times 24 divided by, should really be parentheses, and then divided by negative 2. So 6 times 24 now is 144. 144 divided by negative 2 divided by negative 2. So 144 divided by negative 2 is 72, negative 72, right? Negative 72 divided by negative 2. Negative divided by a negative is positive 36, right? Positive 36. Now, I don't know if the question in the book, in the paper book, is different or not, but I'm seeing the answer is different. So I'm questioning why they got -3, but I'm going to stick with, for at least this question, assuming this is the question in the ebook and that at the time you're using it, I'm going to say that my answer is actually correct at this point. And then it says, gee, why are your answers for part B and D different? And the answer to that would be the base for B is -2, and for D it is 2, right? That's the real reason. It's the base is different.